Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. It's on the left side as a Panzer Elite. We have Vesuvius. It's on the top right side as the intersection. We have Commandokai. And a bit of trash talk in the beginning. Panzer Grenadiers have been deployed on out. Not going for a second Captain Grad. Usually, okay, there's a second Captain Grad. He's going for Panzer Grenadiers. He's going to be aggressive with the first Panzer Grenadier that captures territory. Fuel points now being captured on up. Going for the munitions point. Over here, we got intersections captured up the point. Lieutenant also captured a point. And the command truck has been packed on up. He looks like he's going left rather than down the road, which could be interesting. He's perhaps eyeing get some aggressive fuel point. This could be a good spot right here. Be very close to each other. That would be a bit chaotic. It'd be a bit iffy, honestly. But nope, he decides to do a small move to this fuel point. He could have moved a little bit farther forward, help pressure this direction up here, but maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he just wants to do this quickly, and then get his infantry support truck in order to then secure it up here, then push us HQ command truck. Going a little bit safe. Looks like I have a good feeling he's going for another infantry section. Could be for a universal carrier, but I don't believe so. Kaliningrad has captured up the fuel point, does not fully capture up all the way, will abandon it. Scope rifles all been deployed on out as well. Got two Panzer Grenadiers going straight for a Kampfgruppe company, which is the logistics company for the 221. The Kampfgruppe company is meant for the 250 half track, if I remember correctly. 250/1. Scope rifles going in deep, trying to go for the fuel point. Kaliningrad has been spotted by the lieutenant.
Objective secured.
Now we got the intersection, pushes his way forward, which he backed up a little bit to inspire the intersection to go down a road at a faster pace, telling him the road's all clear except for the unarmed not transport, but unarmed, not motorcycle. It's not really half track. What technically is a Captain Grad in a vehicle design? Half cycle? No, seriously, what is technical classification? Panzer Grenadiers do not stop the fuel point from being recaptured on up. He will back away, not eyeing a bit of light cover there as well, just decides to fully back away.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Ready for mission honor. Task
Onions, that's a good answer. Intersection's getting some good damage there onto the Panzer Grenadier. Doesn't drop a model just yet, but is quite wounded. We got the infantry half track pushes his way forward, and we do have another infantry half track. So he's deploying out two infantry half tracks. He has two Panzer Grenadiers, so he's going to be able to do some mechanized play, or mounted play, I should say. Loads them both in the back of the half track. He only needs one, but he's trying to eye us for better movement. Kaliningrad's going to capture the fuel point as well. With this half track in the region, he could stick around and fight, or he could just back away. Does disrupt them from cover, trying to get some suppressive fire now. Going for the the Kaliningrad's actually quite wounded. He could go for the Kaliningrad, but does get suppressed there. Will need to fall back. He's quite wounded at the moment and being prone to being wiped. He can be ran down and wiped. Late response, I would say. He does have a intersection in the slit trench right there, and a bit defensive. Lieutenant's still going around. He's down a model there. Has a bit of health to play around with, and the half track is having trouble going down the roads. No landmines because he doesn't have sappers just yet. And I don't see the truck out on the field just yet. And he has to point out a Vickers emplacement right there. Being a bit defensive, but quite interesting. And that intersection will ward away the half track. Does cancel the Vickers emplacement and does garrison inside the half track. Very risky gamble there, not being inside not scuttling that trench. Kaliningrad's now seeing some fire there. Half track pushes away forward. There's of course this. Ooh, he's quite wounded and he can't retreat back with extra defense and does not get reinforced in time. Now, he only has, looks like, maybe one infantry section at the moment. Lost a scope rifle squad. He could potentially go for commandos if he wants alternative infantry. We got a 3rd Panzer Grenadier deployed now. Has 2 half tracks as well as the 2 Kettengrads. And he has degear or unmounted both of the Panzer Grenadier.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Fuel point captured.
Fuel point fully captured up. Got this intersection still here. This trench is still not scuttled. So he has built 2 infantry sections. And now pulling out a casualty clearing station, which will cause AoE healing to cover this sector here. Only 1 VP is captured on both sides. He has lost a number of tickets down south. We do have the Kettengrad severely wounded, but that's enough to capture points. Captain has been deployed now, so he has gone for the field support truck onto the missions point. You could pack up for the HQ to get a better retreat point, maybe closer to this casualty clearing station. Could scuttle a trench and then deploy it right there. Though having the captain in this trench or this trench wouldn't be half bad as well. Nice safe position there while able to cover that sector. Though the captain could stay around in this sector here, or right around here to give coverage to either sector when needed. Does hop inside that slit trench there, which is great for that infantry section there. That one has been upgraded with J43s. Has loaded up 2 Panzer Grenadiers in the back of this truck, which is not exactly a great idea. Kettengrad does spot the lieutenant, who's running home. And he could be ran down. He will see a bit of fire there. Another G43 upgrade has deployed on a light ATF track. So if you deployed in there, we got the captain out, so it's likely for a lieutenant. Not lieutenant, Stewart. And does pack up the command truck. Or, no, captain retreat, that's what it is. Trying to run him down. He could be able to get inside of the slit trench. One day I'll go commandos, but it's hardly ever do against Panzer Elite. I was thinking that you may have gone for commandos, would go for commandos if you were to, since you lost one of your infantry sections there as alternative reinforcement. And now Stuart's being deployed and out. Body blocks this half track. That one's loaded up with 2 G43 squads. Light ATF track is in this region. And doing a great job of body blocking the Stuart. Does receive a crit shot there from the light ATF track. Okay, multiple crits there. Got destroying engine to make it even more immobile. Now it's constantly pegging away. Nothing being else being deployed out here. Half track's being repaired on up. If section's trying to charge on forward, we'll get some damage there. Does get 1 hit there on the Panzer Grenadiers. But you will need to fall back. Capcom Company can now deploy the field. Don't know what doctrine that was selected. Oof, a lot of damage there. Just too much fire for one infantry section.
We have lost a vehicle.
Lost a vehicle. Oops. Kettengrad may have gone down in this region. Yep. Does get a bounce and does send an appendant in return. Infantry half track getting severely wounded. That's a little bit dangerous to push forward like that. Is he out of range? He may have moved back away a little bit, being a lot of bounces there, and now we got sappers here. I think a doctrine has been selected, but I wasn't really paying attention to what doctrine it is. He is going to go for the cutoff point, pulling out a slit trench as well, so getting the slit trench there before capturing the point can be very useful, be very hard to deal with. I wonder if he saw that. Let's switch in the fog of war. Yes, he did see that. And you only need to decapture it, don't need to fully capture it. But you have to make sure nothing gets inside the slit trench itself. I think the Panzer Grenadier is going straight for the slit trench. It does get in back of it. And that is a Bren gun, so you're able to button some of these vehicles if needed. Doesn't look like there's anything loading back. No, there's the 2-man squad loading back at this one here. Could start rotating fire to this G43 squad. Multiple squads pushing the way forward, doing great distractions at least. That's very good. So it's now getting repaired on up. Without it, they may get not back to base in time. Ah, that's why. Ooh, cinder grenades are being thrown. Ooh, needs to fall back. Get out of the trench. And incendiary effect. Ooh. 2 incendiary grenades just ripped them apart. Couldn't and scuttled on and got out of the trench on the wrong side.
The movement's ready. Get that new man moving.
Steward is here. That is what type of
The enemy is
sapper?
attacking a petrol depot.
That may be a repair sapper. Let's switch over. Yep, repair sapper and got overhealed Steward tank, which is very, very durable.
Go ahead.
But has pulled back the Panzer Elite forces, forcing him to respond to that. He probably over-responded to it, honestly. Especially when he had incendiary grenades. There's no reason to send that massive response. Some of the forces could have stayed up north, but that was too big of an over-response. Casualty clearing stations, course deployed right here, able to heal up the sappers inside the split trench. Now we've got the field support truck pushing his way forward. Perhaps eyeing for this munitions point here, or I'm not so sure which point it's actually heading towards. Oh well. I've already gotten this far. Sometimes slow games can be a good way to start a day. Or maybe not.
Ready.
We do have another light ATF track being deployed on out. Also, when it comes to slow, methodical games, a lot of people may have trouble fighting slow, methodical games. Both of these Panzer Grenadiers, of course, are being healed on up. Captain does not capture the point, does decide to fall back. Over here, Stewart engaging the truck, showing a rundown vehicle who's boss. Let's see, one intersection on the field at the moment in a very defensive position. Very defensive position. Quite understandable, seeing how much aggression came up over here. And the amount of mechanized play he's fighting against, he can't really send out a squad to go on capturing because it'll be quickly responded to. Appears to be immediately being upgraded too. Very nice. Tank Buster here. The 2-man... No, that's the light ATF track being pushed forward as well. Trying to hunt down the Stewart. Stewart, however, is in this region chasing down the Kettlegrad. Repair sappers abandoning the split trench. P8s are likely going into this split trench now. Our amount of light vehicles, a Bofors may not be half bad. A lot of manpower stored up, 2 command points. We could see a Churchill. Though those light TF trucks will probably play havoc with it. PS do a connect, can damage engine immediately, direct hit. This split trench can hold up to 7 models, which only, I believe, only 5 of them can actually fire at a time. So getting a lieutenant or the captain there is a possibility. Does heal up the sapper while in combat, denying the use of those incendiary grenades, making it so he's able to use the very, very effectiveness of the slit trench. Kettlegrad here. Speaking about Bofors, we got Bofors being deployed on flank, denying the any sort of flanking possibility by the light vehicles. You will need to bring in a Panther, meaning being overhealed as well. Very nice.
Lines are collapsing. Troops are now able to fortify defensive positions.
Fortified defensive position, we got Royal Engineers, but I also would say going for a Churchill right now could be quite interesting as a power play, but that's not exactly a possibility right now. Those light TF trucks will just cause a lot of havoc. You have to make sure the Churchill's supported by a sapper, which may not be a... that could be a good possibility since there's 2 sappers boarding out.
They have destroyed a German target.
Looks like a second Piet squad has been deployed on out. And a 17 pounder is also has been deployed. Defensive. Yeah, another 17 pounder being a bit aggressive with number of 17 pounders being deployed and out, but that will lock down the sector even from the Panther tanks. Now you have to bring in mortar half tracks or Hotchkisses. Though honestly, the Bofors and placements are a bit iffy against infantry. Sometimes I feel like it does good, sometimes it does feel like it does horrendous. All about the terrain. But seeing it's on the high ground, it should be able to show the low ground. So the Bofors should actually do reasonably well versus the infantry. Maybe not if they're not. If they're over here, maybe not so much, but if they're down here, they would do quite well. Intersection and 17 pounder has still in the region. Gets another direct hit there. Piet squad will be falling back.
Standing by for grid.
And we'll be starting overhealing up the 17 pounder. Very nice.
The initiative is ours. Victory countdown started.
Going to play the long game for the VPs. Let's see. He does have the armor command truck. Maybe a good idea to go out for the command Cromwell. To potentially get some Fireflies later on. Or it depends also what has. Yeah, Kaz. It could be a Staghound. Could be the Kangaroos. How effective are hauled down Kangaroos? I know Kangaroos are a bit more of a meme unit. Not really that most people don't use them. But I'm curious. People don't really go over Cromwells either, so I wonder how effective Kangaroos are for haul downs. And it seems like they have something that wouldn't be half bad for Commandos either. Those are 2 incendiary grenades this time, which will outdamage the healing, but will last long. Will the healing make it last long enough to last the burn effect? Stuart's now making his advance. Let's fire Panzer direct onto the Stuart light tank. Looks like it appears to have missed. Intersection started making their advance, and he does outlast the burn effect, so he is able to continue to receive heals. Does get immobilized there by the light ATF track. Pete's now trying to focus down the light ATF track. Stuart's still in range of the hit, start firing away with its gun anyways. Throwing out another incendiary grenade. The healing ability should be on cooldown, but it has cooled off actually. It's a relatively short cooldown when the duration expires. It is actually able to out-heal. The slit trench itself will need a replacement or healed up. I don't think you can actually heal them up. His mobility early on kind of forced me to go for defensive VP camping. Yep, it sort of is. He went for mobile units and harding down some select positions for doing a good job. Mobile play is good if you get some good damage in, but then it can be a bit detrimental depending how the game goes. Another incendiary grenade thrown, and the sapper does fall out of the slit trench. Does not scuttle the slit trench, which could be very useful or not useful. Falling on back, he is low on munitions, unable to get the healing off with the HQ, and decides to overheal the HQ now. Hull down protection is now available. 17 pounders now being deployed and out. The tracks have been repaired on the Stuart as well, but it's immobilizing himself either way. 17 pounder has been deployed.
Our petrol stores are under attack.
Over here, the fuel point is being captured up, while the munitions point is also being captured. Well, we hear about hull down. Now let's take a look and see. I know he has selected a doctrine, just not sure what doctrine. You got a short barrel Panzer IV coming in, which is, as much as I like to see it, it's one of my favorite vehicles in the game. Against the 17 pounders everywhere, it's not going to be all that great. Unless it sets it up outside the 17-pounder range, so even then, that's not going to be all too useful. He would need to charge forward and haul it down right around here. Up north, we've got a sludge trench being built by the sappers that do get it off. Try to capture it up, and we'll receive 2 misses there by the Piets. I'm not so sure what Doc's gone for yet.
Send your orders.
I think it may be gone for Scorched Earth, based on... That could be Tank Hunter. Both of them have a lot of abilities that don't exactly bring up stuff to actually be seen. So it's either Scorched Earth or Tank Hunter. It's definitely not Luftwaffe. Counter round was utilized, forcing back the Piet squad. There's other Piet squads advancing, but we'll still have to deal with these forces. He's overhealing the 17-pounder, which makes it much more durable. It's doing some rounds there onto the... Oh, do I hear... 25-pounder has been deployed now. A short, not a Royal Artillery 25-pounder, close range 25-pounder, and that's the... Does it really reach all the way over there? I thought that's the range of the supercharge. I must be mistaken.
Get them new men moving. Ready to move out.
The force, of course, being healed on up. Didn't drop a whole lot of models in that last engagement. Those Piets are fired. Honestly, Piets are pretty inaccurate. Oh, I hear a truck. And we got the field support truck pushes way forward, trying to claim the munitions point, the more value munitions point. Armor command truck still back here, as the command truck is still in the fuel point. Piets do roll a miss there. Not big surprise, these stuff was not exactly anti-infantry, the 17-pounder Piets. And we do have, of course, the infantry section, still only 4 members in the slit trench.
We are waiting our orders.
In fact, we don't see any booby trap points. I think he's gone for Tank Hunter. So I'm not sure. Don't see double Panzer strikes just yet. Tri-Square Round has a lot of Panzer strikes. We'll find the landmines, not landmines, wire there.
300 points.
It's doing a good job to corner off this advance. We would likely see canister rounds. Canister rounds weren't exactly super great. Multiple Panzer trucks there on the 70-pounder, starting to repair it up. Get a pretty good hit there with the 25-pounder. But no squad wipe. And we do have a stag hound, so no fire command tank. He could hold it down here. I'm probably going for the 50 cal as well, because a no-brainer for the 50 cals in general. It does hold down right there. That's a very good defensive point there. Scorched Earth would be great to help deal with the emplacements. I think he selected this doctrine before before the British players, so we may or may not see. I'm not so sure. I still don't know if he's gone for a Tank Hunter or...
Promotion of Veteran Sergeant is available for assignment.
Okay, that's Veteran Sergeant and not Tank Hunter nor Scorched Earth. Tank Hunter is probably not going to be very useful in this matchup. Scorched Earth would be much better. Though he has gotten a lot of Panzer tracks. Still one in each squad.
Shermans will be no match for our new anti-tank grenades.
Okay, those are anti-tank grenades. Oh, that's unusual research. I suppose in this case it's warranted. Each section do abandon the trench there. And Panzer tracks are starting to make it their advance now. There's 4 Panzer track squads. A large number of Panzer tracks. 25-pounder should be off cooldown. He is splitting up his Panzer Grenadiers and is unable to pass the move across the wire. Mortar half-track now here. He finally has some indirect fire to deal with this static position. Does roll some misses there. It has a repair sapper before. Does get it decrewed. He could recruit for his own purposes. Ooh, good hit there onto the repair sappers. Need to fall back now. Up north, we got the G43s advancing. We'll be finding the Piet squad that's still up there. And short barrel Panzer IV is now making his way forward. I'm not so sure how effective group 1 of 5 between Staghound and short barrel Panzer IV, but it does roll a bounce there on the Staghound. Does get a rear armor hit there. Is the being deployed up there, receiving some pan-struck fire. And pan-strucks are making their way forward. Second Staghound's making his advance. Main guns are hitting the short barrel Panzer IV, but it's going to just keep these guys hauled down here. Light TF tracks coming to support as well. The 50 cals are doing some good work there, and that squad does fully get wiped there. Pan-strucks are not focus firing, receiving a lot of spread of fire. Another Staghound's being deployed now. He has a lot of hauled down Staghounds now. Mortars are coming on in, trying to hit and some good damage there onto the Piet squad. Does get inside the slit trench of the Piets there. Piets need to start hitting that Panzer IV-C. And this Staghound's still alive, but barely. 25 pounder getting some good hits there. We've got also 40 HQ somehow right there. And now here comes some more rounds, largely missing. Does have destroyed engine crit there. I don't think he's planning to move out of the way anyways. And there goes the Panzer IV, the Staghound there. And it's now actually got rampant firing. It must have been trying to aim for something that's not actually targetable. He's getting burned up a bit there. He still has 2 Staghounds here. Another 17 pounder being deployed and out. Be a good front line. 40 HQ there. Won't really be all too great. Getting barraged down once again. Is there a second 25 pounder? Nope, they've got 17 pounder and a Bofors here. So very good placements all across the front line. The flank of the front line. Not sure if the sapper went down there. And I still don't know what doctrine the Panzer lead player has gone for, and he has spent another BP, and I was not paying attention. Incendiary mortar now has been deployed once again. And I don't see the slit trench actually be losing health, so that may have been a miss. Church goes down, must be a good game. It depends which religion do you support, or oppose, or both. You can both oppose and support a religion at the same time. Split Church does go down there, likely needs to be rebuilt because it's low in health. Another 4 HQ has been pointed out, but it's much more defensive position. Mortar half-track raining on in. I guess that's meant for this map. Panzer Grenadiers engaging the sapper. The sappers are a little bit outgunned, but they do of course have the better defensive position because nothing beats a slit trench. We do also have some of the wire being going down, but he does have a landmine there. And one of these... Ooh, good hit there with the 25 pounder. A 25 pounder was a pretty good shot. I'm not sure if he had vision of this area, but he knew he didn't advance because that landmine was not detonated.
200 points is inadequate.
Over here, now we do have a Churchill. A regular Churchill. I do like the AVRE variant. Mountain mission sort up. He must have gone for Tank Hunter. If not, he will have a lot of munitions for sector artillery. Captain now makes his advance.
Increased squad sizes.
Did Captain really get a kill right there? Or got some good damage in there? I thought just quite a bit of wounded action right there. And a lot of wire being deployed there. He made some good choices.
Men are barely needed. Don't fuck up. Send your mission orders.
He made a good choice of doctrine. I still don't know which one he selected. Scorched Earth seemed like one of the better ones at this moment in time. I suppose against Churchill's tank hunters wouldn't be half bad, but I'm thinking Scorched Earth. Some Hummels can really bruise up this region. And sector artillery wouldn't be half bad as well right now with the amount of munitions float.
Replacement reporting.
25-pounder on the barrage this mortar half-track, I believe. First round flies out wide.
Go ahead.
Don't see any booby traps. Those are from Piets and not from a booby trap. Incendiary grenade was thrown.
Kampfgruppe Grenadiers. Your capturing speed has increased.
Going for a lot of these Panzer Grenadier upgrades. Does have the 4-man squad upgrade as well. Panzerjäger Command, it looks like it's eyeing for some Panthers. Or, nope, that's the,
artillery pieces can now be commissioned for our troops.
was a veteran sergeant, but it did get cancelled. Got Hummels, yep, Hummels, so got Scorched Earth. Those Hummels are going to be very important dealing with any sort of heavy static replacement. No APRs just yet. Got 80 grenades now being thrown. Getting some damage there, and also opens up that stretch hedge line for the Churchill. Second 25-pounder has been deployed. And I have a barrage somewhere. Looks like this general region, trying to hit counter barrage that mortar half track, getting some decent hits there. The next 40 scoop does go down. Panzer making their advance. We'll run into a lot of fire right here. We may see a cancer around there. This squad may go down. Looks like it does not go down. Sporadic damage there, but nothing that can be healed up. Looks like only the Churchill actually sustained a bit of damage.
Jerry knocked out an MG nest.
Now got another 70-pounder being deployed on out. And seeing those Hummel shots may be a good idea not to get any more emplacements. Armor can withstand a bit more beating than emplacements when it comes to artillery. No, you still have to contend with all the light ATF tracks because we do have at least 2, right? Hummel's being redeployed. They did receive quite a bit of rounds for a counter barrage. A manual counter barrage, I should say.
Ready to give him the business.
Stewart has been redeployed over here. Nope, that's a different Stewart than this one.
Orders coming in.
At this point in time, there's been no signs of him advancing this sector over here. Maybe a good idea to reposition all the armor to advance.
I'm gonna get right fucked in a second. End your message.
Captain does spot these forces, but the captain may go down. Does get slowed there by the G43s. And the captain does go down.
It was a captain.
And he tried to barrage the advancing infantry and failed. Looks like the Hummel barrage is going on right here, getting some great hits on these on the front line. Yeah, not worth losing a captain like that.
17 Panzer ready.
Repair sapper now repairing up the 17 pounder. They also get this stag hound while at it. Incendiary grenade has, or incendiary mortar has come on in. We've got these forces now receiving some 25 pounder barrages hitting that building. And over here we've got half track, load up of G43 squad, actually load up with 2 squads, but both forces however push the way forward and completely got control immediately. This one's advanced as well, likely a half track in the back as well. And now with that heavy wall there, it's going to be very hard for that both forces to actually get the kill there on the Panzer truck team. The heavy wall does go down here. The Bofors needs to retarget towards the infantry half track, close auto-targeting to the G43 squad. Stewart and Captain, fresh Captain, pushes his way forward here. He should have enough for an AVRE as well. The increased income from strategic points has been researched. And both of the Stewarts now responding to these infantry. 70 pounder looks like it will go down. Cast around into the Panzer squad, but the G43s will take out the Bofors. I thought the hold down the crew fortifications will prevent the damage there. I guess not. It's also recruit the 17 pounder, perhaps on to get it destroyed through that method. No anti-tank rifle grenades here. And the sappers should be able to get that decrewed. Needs to make sure he maintains out the arc of the 17 pounder. And we got the mortar half track pushing way too far. It does get the light mobilizing shot there by the light AT half track. 70 pounder trying to rotate over. We'll get some good damage shots onto that HQ command truck. Not a whole lot of still responding over here. Needs to get back on the intersection. The sword does go down to the additional fire, but got looks like a 70 pounder barrage in this region. So to heal up the HQ command truck, but a good idea to 70 pounder does go down to the mortar half track. Now Stewart's coming to respond. Needs to start hitting that light half track first. Does get good hits there. Another Churchill has been deployed on out. It looks like more 25 pounder barrages are coming in over here. This Churchill has packed on up or unhauled down and is going to reposition. Trying to spread out his forces away from the Hummel barrages. We know there's at least one Hummel on the field, but we actually do have 2. This one's still damaged, and now being set up right there, that should be out of range of 17 pounders. And a combined barrage in this general area. Getting some good damage all across the line. Stewart's now advancing.
Churchill is at the RV coordinates.
City Mortar not doing a good job against the casualty clearing station. And Staghound's not setting it up, but severely wounded. Repair Sapper looks like retreating back to the captain. That's the Captain Grad, and this is a mortar half track. And down south we do have an advance. He is trying to just slowly destroy on the barbed wire. The Panzer truck needs to get a little bit closer, so let's scatter. And actually, there is a gap along the right flank.
The attack. Germans down to 50 points.
Focus that on here. We'll have to deal with the bit of terrain, but not really. 25 pounder raining on in, getting some good hits there all across the line. May receive some good shot on the tree path. Both 25 pounders are raining on in this region. doesn't get a good hit there. Piet squad forced down a couple members there. Mortar is now raining on in as the Staghound makes its way forward, getting some good damage there onto that squad. Blinding munitions for the Brit, so you can use another healing effect. Many of these structures are now going down as well. The one the captain's still in is still very good. Another incendiary mortar raining on in. Those just largely miss. The medics are now getting healed up by the healing effect while getting burned alive. Captain now charging on forward. We got the repair engineers onto the 17-pounder. Over here, we got the 2 Hummels. The Axis players down to 25 tickets, not a whole lot remaining. He could decapture this point here. This point is pretty well secure. We also got the hull down Stewart to boot. Right now, Churchill Aviary would be pretty good, but he's low in population room. Intersection making their charge forward, sprinting forward, trying to capture that extra VP. Not a whole lot here to stop them to get it decaptured. And now we've got Sumo Barrage coming on in. Does throw a pair of Cindy grenades as well. Close range 25-pounder barrages. Using the show shock on top of the Panzer Grenadiers, suppressing them. Multiple rounds raining on it. Does deactivate the command point, the VP, in time. 25. The light half track does get destroyed engine correct there, but its armor should manage to keep it alive. Those get fully mobilized, however. This has to hold down to immobile. Might also make it more immobile. Piet squad could charge on forward. Nope, the Churchill is in range to fire back. Mortar half track needs to reprioritize towards the VP. Decides to fall back entirely with it. Another 17-pounder being deployed on out. Staghound may be burning up a little bit. I heard some dialogue there. Maybe received 1 tick of damage. And Stewart's now makes its way forward. Light half track does find it, may get a crit shot right here. Does receive a bounce there, now we're seeing some Panzer truck shots. H grenade is thrown, does get a cancer round onto the Panzer truck squad, and the mortar half track does go down. Hummels are now raining on in this general area, forcing back the repair sapper. Captain's almost down as well. The other Churchill could push his way forward. He needs a bit more anti-infantry in this region. With the VP decapture, it's going to be a bit of time before either player captures it up. Sword-like tank, of course, has its main gun destroyed. Could go ahead and perhaps unhull down in order to fall back a bit. Panzer truck does roll a miss there, however. Parasappers will get suppressed down by the G43. Staghound's making his advance, but also the Staghound is still quite wounded. It was immobilized? Oh, I didn't see any, it was immobilized. No, I don't think, the Churchill's immobilized. I didn't see any red, tracks on the Stewart. And he does lose a couple models there, unable to repair up the VP just yet. And there goes the Churchill, the wounded Churchill. Patrick does connect there as well, get a good rear armor hit. Now got a pair of Stuarts now being deployed on out. Maybe a good idea to use the tank shock in order to suppress these forces. Because right now the Churchill's sort of dancing around not too effectively. Those who utilize the canister round on one of the models there, that model does go down as well. Could see another canister round soon. And the Churchill's now receiving another hit there and does go down. 8th hit grenade does connect onto the Stuart. And this one does receive a hit there as well. 8th hit grenade does dodge there. And the Stuart does go down. Does block the Hummels. This one's starting to engage the Hummels as well. Could get a canister round onto the Patrick squad. Maybe a good idea to do that. But another one pushes his way forward. And the Stuart is one shot away from death. And does receive a miss there. Damage engine one of the Hummels there. But a light half track has been redeployed. Is making their way forward. Does receive some suppressive fire there now. And does throw out a canister round there. Multiple Panzer shots have been fired. Only one has hit. The VP is not being captured up there. Another Panzer shot does connect. Hummel actually been destroyed by the Stuart. Decides to hold down and fully gets destroyed there. And this 2500 does get decrewed but can be recrewed and repaired. Good caster round there onto the... Ooh, nice follow-up shot as well. It does take out that entire Panzer squad. Apply munitions. Maybe a good idea to get out a Churchill AVRE as well. Landmine there was spotted by the Kaliningrad.
A sector is being overrun.
Starts to push his way forward, does find the Panzer squad, does get a destroyed engine crit there, needs to use canister round on top of the Panzer squad. And it gets fully immobilized there. Don't know why he's going for crit shots that can prevent it from actually going down. Canister round was utilized right there, getting some good damage in. The main gun is destroyed there. And does connect there, destroyed engine, destroyed main gun. Has to limp away and hopefully can stay alive, but that's unlikely. And those the 2500 there does fully go down. The point is repaired, but prepared it for the Panzer Grenadiers to recapture it, decides to fully disable it again. Deciding to go for our annihilation victory rather than a VP victory since it's so far behind. Since he sort of lost the containment right here, he has some forces here. Maybe a good idea to hold down or secure this sector and then start trying to capture this point. Does take out the Kennegrad there, save his munitions point. Both sides are plenty of munitions at the moment. 25 pounder now receiving some G43 fire at close range. And did that one of the Panzer Grenadier models just randomly die? So it does go down there.
Panzer forces are under locations.
25 pounder does go down. Another Stuart being deployed on out.
Tank fueled and fitted, ready for combat.
Panzer Grenadiers now falling on back. We do got this Panzer squad here. Cancer round does throw a good shot there into the tank busters. Now? Wonder what you mean by that.
Here we go, gents.
Have a lot of VPs in order to
Crew, stand by for orders.
trade around for resources. So you need primarily just manpower to pull out some more heavier assets, or just more assets in general. 25 pounders start barraging on in. Not 25 pounders, Hummels. And more Stuarts now being deployed on out. No more infantry sections remain. 2 repair sappers. What was that? Oh, sector artillery.
Send.
Macy, yep, we do see a round right there, but he does fall back in time.
Tank 6 ready for your message.
Multiple Stuarts are having deployed on out.
Channel clear, go ahead.
Does hold down that one as well. 2 Panthers are now deployed. There is still a 17 pounder. He has the cutoff. I can't get it without infantries with sector artillery, so I thought I had him so relaxed a little too early. He can keep destroy the VP forever, even if I get to it, pretty much. But now with the Panthers now out, you need to deploy out some Fireflies. Likely, unlikely, 25 pounders will be useful, or 17 pounders against with those Hummels out in the field. Of course, you still have this 870 pounder here. Pass to use the armor-piercing rounds while at it. Stuart does get absorbed from shots there, as the Panthers are now receiving some deadly hits. This Hummel set on up. He still only has 1 Hummel. And this 17 pounder is being repaired on up as well. That's a fresh sapper as well. 3 sappers deployed on out. This one's currently unupgraded. Has plenty of munitions for whatever he so chooses. Knows gets scorched earth. Still a possibility he can get out a minesweeper in case of some rigged booby traps. This point has been repaired, but you can always disable it as he advances.
This should fill out, eh?
Field support truck has packed on up. Not so sure where he's going.
Establish a base here, lads.
Okay, established onto a center strategic point, not eyeing for more income. It was 2 a.m. To be honest, I was just going through the motions at this point. They really have a backup plan after VP went out the window. At 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes you just need sleep. At 1 o'clock in the morning, before the game started, you should have got some sleep. Panther does find that landmine eventually. Now. And sector artillery is still raiding on in. Looks like more Hummel barrages there, getting a direct hit on these sappers. There's a lot that's going to be expensive to reinforce, especially when you're low on manpower. Panther's making some advance, does take out the Gophers, and we could see a cancer round right here. Cancer round does connect, he could potentially lose that Panzer squad, does lose the Panzer squad. And now the Panzer truck could be picked up by the sapper right there. Let's just fast forward a little bit. Yeah, this is a very campy game. Panther started making his advance, receiving some hits, and sending some hits there on the Stuart. 17-pounder is still set on up. And now here comes some Hummel barrages. Both of them are firing in the general area. Does get some good hits there. And it appears that the Panthers are right here. Light TF track. This Panther here, a little bit wounded, could be easily repaired on up. And nothing too permanent on this forces over here. We do have now fresh Firefly. It does have the overheal as well. Could see a cancer round. Cancer round annihilates those 3 models. Hummel raining on in, probably somewhere over here. Getting a good hit there onto the 17-pounder. This area is just not repaired up just a moment. Stuart does go down there. And the sub's still going to be quite wounded. 17-pounder does go down there as well. Panzer does connect but rolls a bounce. Second Firefly has been pulling out, but with the hull down, he's able to range it. And the field support truck will go down. He has to make sure to keep his sappers alive. That's going to be all of his repairs. Fast forward a little bit. Repair sappers going way too far forward. They need reinforcements. And another sector artillery raining on in.
Cut forward supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
We got Staghound now. Oops, let's pause. Staghound has been deployed on out of the field.
An ammo storage facility is being overrun.
Munitions point being captured up, and that's basically going to secure up all the sectors. Fast forward a little bit more. And now here comes artillery raining on in.
German forces are trying to overrun one of our sectors.
Anti-tank grenade does connect with the armor command truck. We do have these 3 Fireflies here. Second is trying to advance, but we'll have trouble versus the Panzer trucks. We may see some anti-grenades as well. Does get a hit there. Anti-grenade does connect with the armor command truck.
Forces are trying to overrun one of our sectors.
And all the Fireflies are now fully healed and overhealed. The Panthers making their advance. Like the Fireflies going to set up a good firing line. Hummel, ITF track, and third Hummel has been pulling out. If the Panzer League player starts losing sectors, he's going to be a pop cap, and that's not going to be good. Mortar puts there onto the Panther. Staghound does go down, and Fireflies are making the advance. It's going to be a triple defense Panther there. Does receive some hits there. Needs to prioritize the lower health, lower veterancy Panther. Does get an anti-grenade off. Won't really accomplish all too much. Fireflies do manage to take out one of the Panthers, but the vet Panther is still very much alive.
Sector under attack.
Panther being pursued. I'm not so sure how much resources the Panzer League player has. Has a bit of resources. Has utilized sector artillery for some reason up here. And as the infantry are distracting those units a little bit too much than they should have. Now we've got the rest of Churchills now available. Going for an aviary would be good hitting those infantry units. He needs more anti-infantry. Crocodile is a bit tempting, but I'm not really a big fan of Crocodile, and there's plenty of munitions here for an aviary. Over here we've got the pair of Hummels lining up some shots. They are lined themselves up on a big open field. Churchill fire Crocodile has been deployed on out. And fast forward a little bit more.
Brock's lock rep confirms it's at
Firefly makes advance. There's some support of some Panzer trucks as well. Firefly is advancing. Crocodile's like going to go for a flank. Nope, being repaired on or overhealed up. One of the Fireflies are not fully healed. Yep. First, I would say you spent too much time trying to recover this one when you could have sent out like a scope rifle squad up north. Expensive investment, but it could have been a good idea a long time ago. That's too late for now, at least, in order to hit the other VP if that one's going to be contentious. Fireflies making their advance, so is the Crocodile. Crocodile does receive a pen there. And the Firefly here does get fully immobilized by the light ATF track. Now get more mobilized, holds down the best thing he can do because it's unable to push on forward. Multiple shots down the Firefly, the Crocodile. The Crocodile does go down. Fireflies making their advance. Hummel getting a direct hit there on that Sapper squad, annihilating it. The next one does connect with the Firefly. Vet 3 Panther will go down. Sapper may go down as well, but multiple Panther truck shots there. No, the Panther is finding Eagle there to stay alive. Firefly does actually go down. Main gun destroyed there onto the Firefly. Needs him out some scope rifles. Or not scope rifles. Well, scope rifles wouldn't be that bad, but needs the infantry section in general. Another Firefly does go down. Hummel will likely go down as well. No infantry out in the field whatsoever. So it's just a final suicide run. Firefly making its way back, and we've still got these two Hummels. And none of the Hummels look like will go down. Fresh Churchill Aviary finally has been deployed. This Firefly is still alive, but has destroyed engine and tracks. Good hit there. And the Firefly will go down. And let's go and just fast forward it. Either way, this is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.